Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we are going to be doing some discussion about my channel, just kind of giving you all a heads up in the changes that I'm going to be making to the channel, why I'm making those changes, and how those changes are going to affect the way I do stuff. And this is the final time I'm changing my channel. I'm not doing it again. This is how I've always perceived my channel as being, and it's not to step on anyone else's toes, because I feel like what certain people cover already, they do a really good job of, and they deserve to have the followers they do, because they worked for them, they worked really hard to get them, and they don't need somebody else getting in the way, if you will. So if you guys didn't know, I recently changed my channel art. So I'm gonna go over here actually. So I changed my banner for my channel, as you can see. Got a new picture in the background. Same, of course, same old Sherman's Gaming, with the underlying tones of what my channel is about. As you can see, it says ESO News, Guides, Info, Let's Talk, and Casual Builds. Now you guys are probably going, what the heck is a casual build? We'll get to that, but not just yet. So these are the things that my channel focuses on, has always focused on. The news, like PTS patch notes themselves, anything that I feel like needs to be covered by a news like report kind of thing. Guides, info, like info on the game, on different aspects of the game. Let's Talks, where I talk about different things within the game. And then my builds. And my builds have never been something that is, I would really consider meta. And I wanted to give it a title that kind of gave it a separation from that. Because I've never been one of those people that plays to be a score run player. I'm not interested in that. I have no need to run trials for a score. I do have a need to run trials to complete them, or to see their stories, or to earn some gear from them. But I'm not interested in getting the best runs. I'm not interested in achievements from them. I'm not interested in the skins. I'm just interested in playing and enjoying the game. Now, if you guys know what a casual player is just that. It's somebody who plays the game to enjoy it. Where a lot of us are not interested in being hardcore in-game trial runners, you know, that are here to be the best. But we do like to play the content. We do enjoy the game. And I am going to be posting my stuff, my information, in the tank discords, in the healer discords, maybe the DPS discords, I don't know. But not like my videos and stuff. I'm not trying to share it with the community. You know, I'm not gonna step on the toes of the people who cover the meta. I'm gonna post on the forums and let people know, like, this is what I do. Now, this is the casual builds that I'm releasing. This is why I'm releasing them this way. And everything like that. Now, I will be releasing a lot of builds. And the reason why I want to release so many different types of builds is because I want the community, and not just the community of in-game players, because that's just not my area. That's not my area of expertise. There's, like I said, there's already people who cover that. There's Alcast, there's, you know, Zynode, Dots Gaming, Hack the Minotaur, Asian God, and many others who cover the end game, just like there's many who cover the PvP aspects. But there isn't somebody who just general covers everything, that covers everything from new players coming into the game to players who just play the game for fun and enjoyment, and those players who play the game but aren't interested in, like I said, in the grind to score runs in trials. or to be the best PvPers. They just want to play the game, have fun, enjoy the game, because that's what we're here to do. So that's the kind of stuff I'm going to be covering on my channel. And it's the stuff I've always covered. It's just, I started to lapse there for the last 6 months. And it's been great having these few weeks away from focusing on my YouTube channel, because it's given me time to reflect on the changes that I see in my channel and the direction it started going that I didn't want it to go. See, I'm just not a meta player. And it's nothing, I have nothing against that, or anyone who does. It's just, I see a different perspective to the game than a lot of people. I see what the devs try to say when they say this game can be played how you want. I see that. I see what they're trying to do. And I understand what they're trying to do. And that's the kind of things I want to bring to the community, is that idea. And again, I'm not doing this because I want to step on the toes of the other YouTubers. They've got that covered. They've got the in-game covered. They've got the best builds covered. But I do want to be able to share with them and have them share with me, you know, like, okay, so if you guys are looking for in-game, go check out these people. If you guys are looking for more casual play, go check out his. So this way we can all work off of each other and be like, hey, you know, if you're really looking to get into in-game, go check out his channel. He's got a lot of builds that can help you get to this place, that are transition builds, or builds that can help you get here and be good at here. So that's basically what I'm doing, is I have a lot of experience playing this game. And I know a lot of people think that I don't have in-game experience. I do. I played a lot of the in-game content in this game, and I can tell you that even a two-handed tank can do trials in both normal and veteran, but you're not going to do score runs. It's not that you can't do score runs, it's just that nobody's made a build that's capable of doing score runs with this kind of structure. I've tried, and I've done my best. At least I think I've done my best. Because I see what they try to do with that kind of tanking role and how it plays, because I'm a very, like, knowledgeable, experienced MMO gamer. But at the same time, this isn't like other MMOs. This isn't World of Warcraft. This isn't Star Wars The Old Republic. This isn't EverQuest or EverQuest 2 or excuse me, or any of the many other MMOs out there. This is Elder Scrolls Online. This is a unique game into itself. And there is only one other game that comes close to Elder Scrolls design, and that's Guild Wars 2. And that's that ability to play your character how you want, in the role you want. And even though Guild Wars 2 doesn't necessarily have roles like this game does, like it doesn't have tank, healer, DPS, it does have damage, control, and support, which is almost the same thing. Your damage dealer is your DPS, your controller is your tank, and your support is your healer. And even this game has that categorical thing built into a lot of skills, where skills function as damage, control, support, and they could be a multitude of things. Like you have some skills that are damage and support, or damage and control, or damage and damage, and they expand on that. And I like how they did that with this game, because it really does allow players to universally create the character they want and to play it how they want, but they do have defined rules. And a lot of people don't understand those rules. They don't understand the rule of the Trinity and how the Trinity system works, what a tank is, what a healer is, what a damage dealer is, or DPS is. They don't understand that. They don't understand what a rotation is. They don't understand what keeping aggro means. They don't understand what it means to be a tank, to keep aggro, and then do other things to not only help your group, but to have your group help them at the same time. Like, a lot of people don't understand group coordination, they don't understand group dynamics, and that's what it really comes down to, is when a build fits with another build and another build and another build, and they work in such a unison that they make this perfection, this perfect group, if you will, this perfect group dynamic. And that's pretty much what the meta is. It's the perfect group dynamic for this game's rule set. And it's not the perfect group dynamic created by the devs, but the perfect group dynamic created by the community. And I've always been one of those people, like, the meta's there, it's always going to be there, but not everyone wants to follow in the meta footsteps. And the reason why is because it doesn't offer them a play style that they like. A lot of people like themed builds. A lot of people like builds that are have something different to them that makes them intriguing to play. And just even the slightest subtlety of change, they go, wow, I really like this. This is what I want to play. So that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking at all these different things in the game and going, okay, what can I do as a content creator to bring more ideas to the community, but not do it in a way that's going to hurt the meta? Because I've always had this conflict with the meta since I've been doing my channel. And it's because my content isn't meta. So it's constantly stepping on that boundary, and it's irritating people in the meta because it doesn't do the meta. So I was trying to think of a way to name it or something to call it, so that this way the community goes, okay, this guy doesn't do meta, he does this instead. How can I separate the two without making it derogatory or making it rude or making it feel negative? Casual builds. Because that's what they are. They're builds made for people who play the game for fun, enjoyment. They're not interested in being like in trial guilds that are hardcore, but are interested in doing trials, are interested in doing dungeons, are interested in learning the dynamics of the game and the classes to such a degree that they can play any role no matter what. And a lot of the builds that I will be releasing might be a healer build, but it's going to be so dynamic. There's going to be a lot of dynamics to it that it's not going to be using meta gear, but it might be using gear in a resembling way. So it might be like something like Worm Cult with Julianus, because that's a transitional set. So those are transition sets to help the player learn the basics of the game, gain an understanding of it, and then transition into those other sets and go, okay, now I see why I'm using these sets instead. Or it might use Spell Power Cure with Julianus, because Julianus resembles something like Ethereum or Infallible Mage in a sense, not 100%, but in a sense it does, because it has like the same 3-piece bonus almost, but the 4-piece bonus or the 5-piece bonus is going to be like the 2, 3, and 4 are the same, but the 5-piece bonus is going to be different. And then like the Spell Power Cure is a lot like Olorim, but it's a little different. And then I might have one that's like Jorvolds with Spell Power Cure, or with like combat physician. That way you still have that 2 to 4 piece bonus that is like, again, like Infallible Aether, and then you have Jorvolds attached to it, so you get that longer cast time of your buffs and stuff like that. And I might even take one that's like Necro, or not Necro, Withered Hand with Julianus, and put it on a Nightblade or a Necromancer and say, here's another option for a healer build. And then when it comes to tanks, I might do something that's like Berserking Warrior and Knights Errant with Tremor Scale for somebody who wants to do speedruns through dungeons. And then I might do one that's like Plague Doctors, Hunting's Rage, and on a DK, because they already have Major Fracture, and have them use a two-handed. Or I might have them use dual wield. You know, so this player has a different way to play the game, but at the same time plays that role just in a different dynamic. And then if they want to transition into sword and shield, or they want to transition into other tool sets, they can. And if they even want to transition that build into a DPS type build, they can, because they already have the ability to play with a rotation, with these different things, with these different tools that are available. And it allows them to gain an understanding of the game. And that's all these builds are. They're either transitional builds to help you get from the base game stuff, or the beginners, into a more advanced expert scenario where you're playing the end game for score runs, that kind of stuff. And like I said, I'm doing this because I already feel like the community is covered on everything else. And there's nobody really covering that transitional space, or that space for people who aren't into the score runs or the hardcore play, or just looking for something different and out of the ordinary, who want builds that are unique and dynamic and different. And yeah, I'll be releasing tanks, healers, DPS, all in every armor type, light, medium, and heavy. And I would even encourage other community members that aren't part of the meta in-game crowd, that are looking to give the community other things, to start posting videos and posting your ideas on the forums and saying, hey, I got this idea for a tank build, this is what I play, this is how I play it, and this is how it works, and share it with the community so the community can see all the different ideas that we as a community are bringing together. But here's the thing. Don't be negative. Because I'm not here to be negative against the other people, because I respect everyone's hard work. Because it's not easy to do this job. It's not easy to get in here, record every day, or every other day, or twice a week, or 3 times a week, and talk to a community that you don't know. Because I already know I will get negative feedback on this, not only from meta players, but from other players as well. But that's why I gave it a name. That's why I called it casual builds, is because I didn't want people to come here and go, oh, well, he does the meta like everyone else. I wanted people to come here and say, okay, this guy does something different, but he's not doing it to step on the meta. He's not doing it to step on the toes of the rest of the community. He's doing it because he wants to bring something different to the community and an understanding of the game that people can play. And I've always been that way. That's been my main goal all the time, is to show the community the amount of diversity this game truly has. The amount of diversity this game can give a player, and to help them understand the dynamics of the game, along with the mechanics, along with the understanding of the classes and how you can build them into the role you want to play. With the 300 plus gear sets, the tons of enchantments and Mundus stones and traits and all that, the millions of combinations that this game truly does have to offer. And not to be a negative Nancy, but to be working with the rest of the community to support this idea that we are all here for the community, that we're not here for our individual purposes, that we're here to help the community to understand how things work and how things are done, and different things like that. So if I release a build that doesn't fit your dynamic, doesn't mean that I don't have a build somewhere in there that does, or might have that dynamic. It doesn't mean that when you say, oh, I don't like this build, and I give you the response of like, well, what are you looking to play? And you reply with, I want to do score runs, and I reply with, hey, go check out Outcast, Asian God, these other people, because that's what they focus on. It's because I want to be a part of the community as a whole, not as a separate entity, but as a whole. working with the rest of the community, giving feedback and this and that, and helping everyone to understand their capabilities. And that's pretty much it. I know I did a lot of standing and talking, and I wasn't really doing anything, and I apologize for that, but I'm not going to go into details on why I do that. Not yet. I might release that. Like I said, there's some things that I've been dealing with that I've been getting taken care of and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yes, I do plan on doing coverage on a lot of stuff with Elsewhere. The public dungeons, the delves, the world bosses, the dragons. Again, I want to do coverage on the dragons again now that I've seen and experienced more of them. I want to do a in-depth video on them. I do want to do an in-depth video on the necromancer and where I see, like, how I see it working, and it's you know, and all of its skills, of course. I want to share that with the community and just share my thoughts with it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys understand that I'm not doing this to take away from anyone. I'm really not. I really respect everyone else's work because I watch everyone else's stuff. And I respect the hard work they put in it. And I respect the like Asian God and all the math and all the numbers he does. Even though a lot of the times it can be really confusing to a lot of people, I get what he's doing, and I love the way that he shares stuff. I just like with Alcast and the way he does his stuff. Zyno does his stuff. You know, Hack the Minotaur, Dots Gaming, Shimmer, Miss Biz, Leofa, Lyco, Andy S. I could go on because there's so many. There's over 1,000 content creators for ESO. It's so hard to find just that, you know, just find one that you can really appreciate, because everyone's so diverse and we're all so dynamic in our own ways of teaching and you know, showing people how to understand the game, that I just bring a different dynamic than they do, and I need to focus on that I'm not them. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, you know what's coming next. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.